All right, let's go ahead and get started. Again, like I said, my name is Greg. I am one of the life sales directors here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services, or IAMS. Again, really excited here to get this this webinar kicked off and listen to what National Life Group has to offer. Let me just keep going here. Just a little bit about things about IAMS. There's a few ways that we can help you make even more money. Something I wanted to highlight here for you is if you're not currently contracted with us, we do have our new producer bonus. And what this is just basically saying that, in your first 6 months with us, if you hit these certain levels of production, then we will do these things for you. One that I always like to highlight is, again, we would be looking at maybe redoing your website or building you one from scratch. And so we say it doesn't necessarily cost you anything, but it is something that we would help you build out through the production you have. And again, this is a really great opportunity for us to kind of give something back to you as you come in to start producing with us. The other thing I'd mention is for life insurance, it is times 10 your target premium for these levels, and annuities is dollar for dollar. But again, just some different ways. Here at IAMS, we're really huge into marketing. It's one of the reasons why I came to work here is we really know that in these mutually beneficial relationships, if your business is growing, so is ours. And so marketing is always on the front burner for us and figuring out how we can help make your make your business grow. And here's just a way through this new producer bonus where we can kind of help. You already kind of showed your good faith and started writing us business, and we said, here, we'll help you, do one of these things here. Also, we do have a referral program. Again, as you guys know, the best leads out there are referral leads. And we take very big pride in those that are being referred to us, because we know it's one thing to sign up for us, but another thing to refer us business. So for the referral bonus, it's a $50 one time at the beginning, and then essentially you could see the percentages there that you would get, essentially a percentage of the business coming in. Again, you're not taking any business from your referral partner that you're referring to us. This is just something extra that we are providing for you. Another thing outside of the new producer bonus, if you're outside of that period or you have been producing, we still do have our marketing reimbursement. And so as you're writing the target business, this would give you on the annuity side, again, per $100,000 of indexed annuity premium, you'd get $100 of marketing reimbursement. As it says there, $200 for 100,000 of SPL, and then $200 of life target. Again, like I said, we're just trying to look back and look at how we can reinvest in your practice. And even the nice thing is we do have an in-house creative team where actually your marketing dollars would be doubled if you did use our own team. And again, you got to remember here, our own team specializes in the financial services space. And so it's really going to be good instead of going with more of a general marketing company that maybe does, a whole bunch of different arenas. We just focus on the financial services, and that's all in-house here. So again, just another way, and if you do have, and you haven't written with us for a little while, you can always call in or send us an email to check in and say, how much money do I have in my marketing reimbursement, and so then that's something you'd be able to use. One of the things here at IAMS that we're big in as well is best in class service. I really like the term submission to commission support. Really here with you every step of the way, following up. We'd like to say, put us on your staff, not your payroll. So when you are submitting business to us, we do make sure that we see it until the end. Because again, like I've told you guys, in these mutually beneficial relationships, if you're making more money, then so are we. And so when you trust us with this piece of business, we make sure that we see it to the end. We follow up on all the requirements for you, because we want you to focus on what you're best at, which is going out there and making sales. Let us handle this stuff. Let us handle the back office work, the things that are tedious, because we want you to go out there, be making the sales, working with clients, doing what you do best all the time. And, because you only have so much time in the day. And we want you to be using it to the maximum to maximize your business. I want to highlight our IAMS website here. It's just a great resource on the life side, like I said, which is kind of what I'll focus on today, because that's what we're talking about. It does have our term and GUL quote engine on it as well. And it does have all of our webinars and our links to our YouTube channel. Also our sales library, which is just very robust to give you different sales ideas and different presentations. just for how to really help make your business grow. If you have an idea about anything, it's all kind of on there. I would encourage you to, excuse me, to check it out, because it's something that we take a lot of pride in, and we really want it to add value to you as an agent. I just wanted to highlight as well, actually, on the website, that is also where we have our e-app platform for life apps, for IGO. Again, just trying to make the process as seamless. As you guys know, when you do a paper app, sometimes things can be missed, and with the e-app, we can get things in a little bit faster and there's less delays. So IGO is also available on here. Just want to highlight, if you are writing annuities, we do also have Firelight. As you'll see, it's primarily for annuities. But on the annuity side, it can speed up the processing, or at least for suitability, for, I've heard, 4 to 5 days in advance. So again, just looking at different e-app options to really make this seamless for the client to experience. And like I said, I was already kind of hitting on it earlier. Our creative marketing solutions, again, like I said, we do have our own in-house creative team, where we know that you need to be in front of people. I mean, that's the number one thing, is getting in front of clients. And then we also have help for the middle of the sales funnel, saying, I've had all these prospects, I haven't turned them on to clients, and so let's look at some drip marketing campaigns. We know here at IAMS that there's not a silver bullet when it comes to marketing. We know that it's, for every person, it's individualized based on what you are trying to do. We're not just going to suggest one program. We've got over 20 lead strategic marketing partnerships here, and we know that some will work for others and some won't. And so we always believe in an individualized marketing plan. We do offer a complimentary marketing analysis, even if you're not contracted with us, where we look at, where do you want to go? What marketing are you open to? What marketing are you not open to? And then that in-house creative team that I was discussing earlier, we'll have about a 12 to 15 page report to say, this is a direction that we think you can go in. Again, it's all your choice. But again, I don't know about you, but I was an independent agent at one point, and I was a part of an FMO that didn't help me at all with marketing. And that was really, really tough. They just said, reach out to everybody you've ever known in your life and try to drum up leads that way. And I had no success. And so I really like that here at IAMS, we're really big into marketing. We're saying, these are the ways that we think you can be successful, and so we need to get your plan written down, and then we need to be able to adjust the plan. So yeah, just reach out to one of us here, either on the life or annuity side. We'd be happy to do one of these marketing analysis with you, because again, it's also a good way for you as the advisor and us as the IMO to see, is this actually going to be a good fit? Because again, like I keep harping on, we want mutually beneficial relationships. We want to be able to add value to you, and we want you to be able to add value to us. And so it's just another way early on, because we really feel like it's important on the front end to put in the work to make sure that things are going to be a good fit, instead of promising you the world and finding out 6 months later that it just wasn't a good fit for the two of us, for us and your practice. And so really, really heavy here on the marketing. Whatever you want to do, we're really able to partner with you in that. And it's something that we take very seriously, as you guys can see as well, because we're having, we have about 4 to 5 webinars a week, really just trying to get agents going and getting them started off quickly. One of the things I wanted to highlight today was our retirement analyzer. This is a really great piece for those people that are planning for retirement. They really just saying, hey, this is how much money I want to have in retirement, and based on what I'm saving now and what I have going in here, how are we going to end up going with that? Just another great piece. I know a lot of times with life insurance as well as annuities, we're looking at, retirement income stream. And so this is able to look at their current assets, plus looking at projecting those current assets out. And again, if you were contracted with us, you would have access to Retirement Analyzer. So again, this is something, we're trying to provide you different software platforms to really help you. So to me, this is a really great illustrative piece to really show, like, this is where we're currently going, and to help you guys to be able to close the deal. So let us know if you're having an interest in the Retirement Analyzer. I also wanted to bring up our IAMS Wealth Management. For those of you that are security licensed, we do have our own RIA, or for those of you who are thinking about it, because there's so many cross-sale opportunities, as I'm sure you're aware of, money where you could maybe put into an annuity or life insurance, but there's still some other money out there that you could be managing. So feel free to reach out to us if you are interested in getting into that space. We just now know that we just want you guys to be able to get the full sale and be the one contact for each of your clients for all of their financial needs. And that's really where IAMS Wealth Management came out of. And one other thing I wanted to mention here is our Life and Annuity Academy. We actually have one coming up this week. We're actually going to have another one November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They're usually hosted by particular carriers. The one this week is going to be hosted by American National and Lincoln Financial Group. These are going to be for top producers. They're coming in to tell you exactly how they're doing their marketing, exactly how they're doing their business. This is a way for you to really kind of accelerate your business. This isn't necessarily somebody from new that's just trying to learn how to sell. This is really saying, hey, I've got some good business coming in, but I know that I'm missing out on opportunities, and I know I can take it to the next level. And this is an all expenses paid, flight, room, food, everything is paid for you to come here. It's one of the top in-class trainings out there. Plus, again, we're paying for the whole thing. So I'm just going to post a real quick poll here to see if anybody's interested in signing up. Like I said, we do have one coming up in November. So I'll just leave that up there for a few more seconds. All right, thank you for that, for those who answered there. Just again, we know everybody likes trips. Just want to mention, if you are in the annuity space, Athene is offering a Park City trip for production done this year. Right now, they are also offering double trip credits. So just wanted to mention that. And again, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to anyone. Like I said, my name is Greg. This is all of our life sales directors. But now I'd actually like to, I'm going to turn it over to Jake here from National Life Group and let him take over.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg, and thanks everybody for having me on. Let me go ahead and pull up my slides for you guys really quickly. So Greg let me know that I don't think that we've been on with you guys in quite some time. So I wanted to kind of kick it off by just kind of telling you what's going on with National Life Group as a company. We've had a lot of changes that have happened over the, let's say, past 18 months to 24 months or so. And a lot of it is really, in my eyes, great things that are going to happen, not necessarily today with National Life, but coming down the pipeline in a few years or so. So in 2020, during the pandemic and really 2021, there was a lot of negative outlook as far as the life insurance industry as a whole from a rating agency perspective. We've been trying very hard over the past several years to have the rating agencies understand what we're doing, partnering with distribution and building, a top 10 life insurance company out there right now. We just heard as of last month that we're #1 in IUL sales for the year so far. So continuing on with that growth, last year our rating agencies finally realized, what we're doing at National Life Group and the growth that we've had over the past 10 years. I mean, we're probably 4 times the size that we were 10 years ago, but we were able to receive 2 rating agency upgrades from S&P and AM Best, giving us A+ ratings for both of those and raising our Comdex up to about 90% or 90 within about 2 weeks of each other. And for the industry as a whole to have a negative outlook and for us to have those 2 upgrades really kind of speaks volumes, I think, to what we're doing as a company. And along with that, with that growth, there is a need for capital to support that. We actually, about 3 months ago, put through about $750 million of contingent capital. That's going to allow us to continue to expand and continue that growth. And, we as an insurance company, at the end of the day, we're just managing money and building insurance products, but that will help continue that And I'm going to be going over some things that are going to be coming out this year for you all from a new business standpoint. That's going to help support a lot of that and hopefully help the process be a lot easier from a client perspective and from an agent perspective on working with our teams here at National Life Group. So if we look at our product portfolio, I'm going to highlight one specifically that we're going to go over today, but we really look at it like servicing middle America is really our forefront. That's what we want to focus on day to day, but we do have other niche products available out there. And typically all of these are going to come with our living benefits. And that story really holds up so well with our marketing pieces that you're going to see the puzzle on for almost everything that we have out there, really showing that we can provide a solution for if a client dies too soon, becomes ill, or lives too long. Permanent life insurance really has all of those necessary tools within them to be able to provide that protection long term. So just to give you an idea of what our product portfolio looks like from a competitive standpoint, we have our term product. Probably not going to be the most bare bones, cheapest term out there for you, but if you look at it from a product with living benefits, with conversion privileges to any of our permanent products, we don't limit you into one. It really is a very, very competitive product out there in the marketplace. You're going to see some changes coming on our term portfolio probably within the next month and a half or so, and updating some of those mortality tables, some of the living benefits. Nothing really huge in that redesign other than bringing it up to really the mortality tables of today. Then we have our basic secure product, a fixed UL, great for kind of that step up from term, great for permanent product with maybe a sale for mortgage protection along those lines. Our whole life product, total secure, great alternative for those guarantees versus our IULs. I will say that if you stack us up with some of those big whole life carriers out there from a guarantee standpoint, we do look very, very strong on our whole life product. We're not going to have the biggest dividend on that current side, but if you're looking at that strong guarantee from a company that's been around 174 years, Total Secure is a great alternative to pivot onto. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on our IULs, but just know that we have two products out there right now on a single life chassis, one survivorship product that is a dual life second to die product. But our two IULs on a single life chassis, they're going to be FlexLife and you're going to have SummitLife now. FlexLife is really your middle America product. $100, $200, $300 a month, those tax-free retirement type sales. Pretty much my default is anything under $1 million in coverage. FlexLife is going to perform better than say our SummitLife because our SummitLife really only, there's one requirement that it is $1 million minimum death benefit on it. It's typically going to be used for those more affluent clients, our premium finance designs, business owners, that more affluent marketplace. So anything over $1 million, you're going to be using Summit. Anything under $1 million, you're going to be using FlexLife. And then our survivorship product, it's a great niche product. I will say, especially in the estate planning markets, special needs trusts, we can have actually one uninsurable individual as long as the other person is standard or better from a rate class perspective on this second to die policy. Would love to dive in deeper with you guys. There's not enough time today for it, but fantastic product if you're working in that market or maybe have somebody that's uninsurable. Pricing still works out really, really well with those two lives on that policy. The one thing I will say is this is the one product we do not have living benefits on. Because of those dual lives, we do not have the availability for that with that Survivor Life product. So I'm going to dive a little bit more into SummitLife for you guys. This is, again, our large case IUL product that we really redesigned a couple of months ago, right before summertime here. And a lot of it's going to look exactly the same as our Peak Life product that you guys might be familiar with. So we're still really focusing on a max funding scenario. The bonuses are still going to be available. We have those multiplier enhancers. Those have not changed between the products. Still have our S&P 500 strategy lineup, still have our Credit Suisse option available. You can pretty much design this and it has the same look and feel that our Peak Life product had before, just on this new chassis with SummitLife. Still, our lifetime income benefit rider, our guaranteed income rider on the IUL still available. But again, really focusing on that emerging affluent markets, $1 million in face amount or more. We really, really tried to dive deep into how can we be a very, very competitive large case product again because it has been probably 3 years or so since we redesigned Peck Life as our large case product in the marketplace. So if you look at it, not going to fit every single situation, but in those overfunded max funded situations, SummitLife is really going to be a top tier product for you in that large case space. We refreshed target premiums, improved cash value performances, made it more profitable for National Life Group. So, I mean, from our perspective, really a win-win-win for the client, the producer from a commission standpoint, and for us at National Life Group from a profitability standpoint. One of the main things that we did refresh on it is a new index strategy called the US Pacesetter. Some of you might be familiar with our Credit Suisse Balance Trend that does have that global exposure in the marketplace. US Pacesetter, kind of same mentality. It is a volatility control index. It is uncapped, 130% participation rate, but just has those US assets allocated towards it. So eliminates that foreign market exposure that we have on that Credit Suisse Balance Trend. We did refresh some of the bonuses that are built into this product. Just know that we have those multiplier bonuses available. They do come at a charge, but the fixed interest rate bonuses that we've introduced start in the second year of the policy. I think on the US Pacesetter, it's 1.3% of the interest that's credited. So a great opportunity for a little bit more upside on those interest credits. And then from a design standpoint, the only major design that we really changed within this product is we did have it available for juvenile ages now. Before on Peck Life, you were not able to sell basically anybody under 18 on this large case product. We did open that up on the new SummitLife product. One caveat to this product is that it is not available in New York yet. So we still have our Peck Life product that is available in New York for cases over $1 million in coverage, but SummitLife currently, it's just on our LSW paper. Those of you that don't know our National Life Group kind of story, we have two writing companies, NL and LSW. NL is our New York company, so we have to follow New York compensation rules across all 50 states with that. You all, with your contracts, you're always going to be selling those LSW products. Basically, our non-New York 49 state company makes it a little bit easier to get things done outside of New York for it. So just know with you guys, you're always going to use the LSW product. So just know Summit is available in every state for you except for New York. To give you a quick comparison, compared to what Peck Life used to look like and SummitLife looks like now, this is just a male age 35. And I'm just doing a max funded IUL scenario here where we're paying in for 10 years. I've got an increasing death benefit. I switch it to level after that 10-year period. And then I'm solving for maximum income at age 65. So kind of that typical tax for retirement type sale. With Peck Life, I had about 1.2 million in coverage. With SummitLife, I gain about 20,000 in coverage with this new product with that same premium, but it doesn't sacrifice performance. And target premiums, you're going to see most cases, depending on how old the client is, you're going to see an increase in targets anywhere from 20 to 60% from product to product here. With this scenario right here, we saw a 45% increase in target. I get an extra $5,600 in my pocket as the agent, but my income, and this is really where it shows you guys that it really is better for us as the company, better for you all as agents, better for the client. I get about $50,000 more in income with SummitLife than what I would have been receiving with Peck Life. So we see about $195,000 in annual income from Peck Life, about $245,000 on SummitLife. Really is a win for everybody in this scenario with this new product. And stacking it up with some of our competitors in that large case space, this really stands on its own as one of the top products in that 1 million and plus in death benefit kind of designs. So with SummitLife, we really have been thinking more and more about how can we enhance the rest of our product lineup. You know, like I said, we're going to be coming out with a new term here in probably a month and a half or so. We're going to be relaunching FlexLife, our middle market IUL, probably in the springtime to kind of align with what Summit enhancements were on the large case side. But one thing that really I think holds true with National Life Group is we really try and stay on the forefront of living benefits with these products. And this is actually a newspaper clipping from 1937 from the Saturday Evening Post and Time Magazine. And it says the grandfather never dreamed of living benefits. This, of course, was not traditional whole life. It was, or I'm sorry, not your normal living benefits that we have today. It was actually a traditional whole life policy, where we're talking about cash value and using that through someone's life. But we've really been thinking about how can we enhance these policies and allowing clients to use them at any stage of their life. And the living benefits, in my eyes, really comes to full fruition of being able to have a self-fulfilling policy, and that if something does happen to me while I'm still alive, I'm still able to use that benefit for my family or myself if I become ill and have that triggering event. We still have the most triggers on our living benefits across the industry. I think there's 20 different ways between our terminal, chronic, critical illness, and critical injury riders for them to accelerate their death benefit while they're still alive and still have that tax-free benefit to it, and not necessarily sacrificing their policy in the process. So with these 4 riders, you're really going to be able to access this policy when the client needs it most. If something traumatic happens, if they are in a car accident on the way to work and have maybe a traumatic injury or a traumatic brain injury, or they're paralyzed or they're burned, having that critical injury option available, cancer, heart attack, stroke for critical illness, along with, there's 14 different triggers across the rest of them, being able to use this money, again, tax-free when possibly they need it most, and not necessarily just as a death benefit or a cash play. Like I said, we've been doing this a long time. We first introduced terminal illness about 30 years ago, back in 1991. And there's been this evolution of us adding in chronic illness, critical injury, enhancing some of the payouts, enhancing waiting periods, including different states that maybe weren't available in the past. And we've gone down this road of, improving these riders throughout the lifetime of National Life in the last 30 years of when they've been available. And we really try and keep that on the forefront now. And we're really thinking about how can we reimagine these riders into things like possibly helping your child maybe goes to college, helping them through that. Or maybe a parent comes and has to live at home because of medical concerns. How can we use this rider for that? Or maybe getting out of debt even. So we are trying to figure out ways to really add additional solutions to these. We've heard feedback of, client has a pre-existing condition, we're gonna have to take that entire rider away. We're looking at ways that we can maybe break these out, so that way if maybe a client has a history of cancer, we can still offer them critical illness with all the other triggers tied to it as well. One thing that we have done, and this is something that we are more than happy to hold for you guys, is a living benefits certified course too. This is a 3-hour course. It is a little bit long, but it goes into how these work and the best uses for them, and how they compare to things, say, like medical insurance, or what's the availability state by state, how does the discounting behind these work. If I have $1 million policy today and my life expectancy says I'm not supposed to pass away for 30 years, I'm going to be significantly discounted on how much money I can receive from these, depending on the severity of that illness. So we actually have a course, get you a little certification through National Life Group. Unfortunately, no CE per state credit, but get you that knowledge to be able to go in there confidently and position these the best way possible for your clients, and knowing the ins and outs of them, a lot of how the sausage is made, not necessarily how much you want to share with that client, but nice to have that knowledge in the back of your head, so you really, if you encounter any question on these, you know how to answer it, and answer it the most efficient and right way possible. So we do look at experienced agents. If you're just brand new to living benefits, you're more than welcome to join in. Might just be like drinking from a fire hose, but great opportunity to get that certification. We'll give you a virtual badge along with a pin that shows that you are actually certified through National Life Group. Just gives you that competitive edge as an agent, saying that I am an expert in this field with National Life Group, and gone through this training to show you all these different ways that you can use your policy, not necessarily just for the cash value purposes, the death proceeds, but if you get sick or something happens, how it can impact your family financially. So to pivot a little bit, I know we're probably all sick about talking about the pandemic at this point, but I want to talk about really the small business need and how they've come out of the pandemic and COVID, and the impact that it's made financially on them. A lot of businesses, I'm sure, in the areas that you guys are, they've had to shut down. They had people come in, they had to close their doors for 2 weeks and wait, or it's just having trouble attracting employees and getting them to stay and want to work. A lot of businesses out there in the United States right now are kind of at crossroads of, are they shutting their doors, or are they thriving, and have they been able to pivot and be flexible and take advantage of a situation, or are they struggling to find those individuals? And if you look at the opportunity from a small business standpoint, almost all of the businesses in the US actually do qualify as a small business. And almost half the jobs out there right now are with employers 500 employees or less. And why I'm bringing this up is there's a huge opportunity out there right now that I don't think enough people are talking about, and it's called the Automatic Retirement Plan Act. This is a little bit outdated. There's about 13 states now that have enacted it. But what it's saying is that if you're an employer with at least 6 or more employees, you need to set up a retirement plan. And this is something that was part of the Build Back Better plan that kind of got scrapped. And now the individual states are taking it upon themselves to enact this and enforce it. Now, there are some states with set deadlines. Say if you have 6 or more employees, you need to have this in place by XYZ date. California is one of those where the deadline's already passed, actually. It was actually June, I think, of this year. They said if you don't have this in place, you're going to have a monetary fine, depending on how many employees you have. And depending on how long they wait to set this up, I think that fine goes up every 90 days or so. So it's something that's, I think, really important. If you're working in the small business market, I'm going to tie this back into our life insurance side as well, but being able to set up an IRA, a simple IRA, a SEP IRA, 403B, 401k, all of those are kind of plans that will be allowable within this act. So that way they don't have that monetary fine. In most states, there is a state-sponsored plan that's available. The only negative to that is it's probably not the most competitive thing out there for these business owners to offer their employees. Now, they don't have to contribute into it. It is an opt-in, opt-out if they wanted to. The employer just needs to say that this is available and it has it set up for their employees. This could be through the state. This could be through actually anybody that has something like a payroll deducted IRA. This is something that National Life has been very good at in the K through 12 space, working with educators. We are actually the longest standing issuer of fixed index annuities in the K through 12 space, and something that we've been doing for the past 30 plus years or so with indexed annuities. The one nice thing, if you think about it, if I go back, most employers might immediately think, oh my God, how am I going to set up a 401k, or I don't even know what a 403b is. There's going to be costs to that. They're going to have to get with a TPA. They're going to have that plan administered and managed and find how they're going to actually be able to fund that. With National Life Group, we can set up payroll deducted IRAs, SEP simple IRAs. The best thing about this, there's no upfront cost to the employer. Now, with those 10 states that I have highlighted here, one thing I will say is that this is probably coming to fruition in most of the other states as well. It's really just going to be a matter of time. If you ask our retirement services, our annuity team that has been really trying to stay on track with these and what's going on in each individual state, they see this happening across the board right now. And it might not be right now with 6 or more, but you see, I just saw something come out for Virginia where it was if you've got 100 or more or 25 or more employees, you're going to have these plans in place for your employees. So I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Most of these states adopt something that does say, 6 or more, 10 or more employees, you're going to have a retirement plan set up. So the opportunity is really with National Life Group with our flexible premium indexed annuity platform. And these are fantastic products. We've actually had, I think, 6 rate increases in the last 2 months or so with these because of the interest rate environment we're in. So very competitive from a rate standpoint, but great way for those individuals to save for retirement and have that downside protection and that upside potential, just like we talk about on the IUL side, just with the annuity. These are things, again, like I said, the employee can opt out. They don't have to contribute into it. It's just something that has to be offered through the employer. We can help walk through that with those business owners and yourself, making sure that we have all of that payment information. If it's payroll deducted, make sure that we work with their HR team or their payroll department to make sure we have all of that set up. We do already have all of the infrastructure set in place for this because of it's the exact same thing we're doing with school districts. and setting up payroll slots there. Very simple for us to take that process, move it over to a small business owner. But I don't want you to think that this is just an annuity opportunity with National Life Group. Why I'm bringing this up right now is it really is a perfect opportunity to talk about cross-selling and being able to attract employees into these small businesses that need it, or protect them from possibly losing a key person, or it could just be a selfish incentive for themselves as a business owner, and wanting to do something on a personal side through the business. So think of this more of like an opportunity to get your foot in the door with the small businesses or the small business owners that you're working with, and being able to set things up like executive bonus plans, key person, have that conversation about, buy-sell agreement if it's a partnership, and are they funding it, or how have they funded it, and what's their succession plan, things like that, where this is the opportunity to talk to them about something that's coming down the road with the Automatic Retirement Plan Act, and have them be able to set something up at no cost to them as the business owner to attract and retain employees before maybe it's enacted in their state, but also pivoting to the business owner themselves or the key person in that business. How can we help them from a selfish standpoint on providing benefits to that business owner, down the road? So this is really where SummitLife will come into play, being able to provide those larger cases with really good performance to be able to fund maybe a buy-sell agreement, or it's an executive bonus plan and they're trying to retain that person maybe with a golden handcuffs type design with that employee. So just know that you have a lot of help here at National Life Group. You've got myself, David Gilmore, my VP, but you also have our advanced markets team. This is part of the team right here. You've got Matt Ryan, who's heading up that team, all their contact information. Brian Pritchard, David Hayward, Luis Peach. You've also got James Bauman, and a new addition, Pam, who's just been added to the team as well. But great opportunity. They love actually getting those phone calls of, I've got a guy, I've got a business owner, I'm not sure where to proceed. Anything from premium finance, qualified plans, to just those business owner questions, they can help direct you in what might be the best thing for that person. We do have 2 programs that I did want to kind of plug in here for you all. Know that we are still holding the CPA Symposium, the CPA Advantage program. We've been doing that for a significant number of years, but those are live again now twice a year in November and June. This next one we're holding, I think, at the Wynn in Las Vegas in November. If you're partnering with a CPA or you have that contact where maybe they're looking to get them in the business or just educated on how you can maybe help their practice, CPA Symposium is fantastic. I believe it gets them 8 CE credits. I think it's $850 to go to that, but does require you and the CPA to go in. It is a wealth of knowledge, and it's really held by CPAs. And the focus is really about how can we help build your practice and protect those assets under management that they're already dealing with life insurance, with living benefits. The second program I really wanted to plug in is the Amped Up program. This Amped Up program stands for Advanced Markets Professional Education. If you're, I wouldn't say brand new to the business, but you're starting to dabble in with those small business owners and starting to find some larger opportunities, but maybe not sure where to go with it. Do I talk to them about a buy-sell agreement, or do I talk to them about key person or executive bonus, or do I talk to them about qualified plans for their employees? The Advanced Markets Professional Education program, it's an 8-week course that we do. Actually, it's an hour and a half every Tuesday, and then there's an optional Friday session. But fantastic way to start to realize those opportunities, get that education on working with small business owners, and how can I find that best solution for that individual. We do ask that, brand new to the business, maybe not the best fit for it, but those people that maybe have those contacts already, that they're not going to show you where to find the small business owners, but they will show you those conversations that you can have. We had a testimonial actually at our conference last year, where an individual went through that, one of the GAs of an agency, and he actually closed $1 million sale at the end of the year. And it was really, in his words, was due to the opportunity that he received by going through that program and being able to realize the conversations and what roads to go down with that business owner. Of course, it took 6-9 months probably for them to close that sale. Not everyone's going to have $1 million a year because of it, but I just wanted to show you the power and the impact that it made already. We've gone through 3 or 4 iterations of these. They actually track everybody's production when they go through it and before they go through it. And it does jump up, average premium probably from $400 to $700 or so a month on average for those individuals that go through these. So great opportunity. If you're looking at joining that or you want to get more information, let us know. We can definitely nominate you for that. But limited number of seats. The most recent one actually just started. It's starting tomorrow, actually. So it does wait another 8 weeks or so for them to finish that up, and then we can get you in the next one. So I did want to talk briefly about the annuity products we had at National Life Group. Like I said, we've had 6 or so rate increases over the past couple of months. So very competitive in the marketplace today. We do have 2 flexible premium products with our Fit Select Income and our Fit Secure Growth product. These accept at least $100 a month contribution. You can treat them as a single premium with $5,000 or more in, but for that IRA business and for that payroll deducted IRA, like we were talking about with the Automatic Retirement Plan Act, perfect solutions for these clients to be able to start saving for retirement and be in compliance with some of those state rules that are coming out with that plan. Know that with our single premium products, our Fit Focus products, and our Fit Horizon products, fantastic opportunities for guaranteed income. Again, rates are extremely competitive right now with those products. Our CEO, Mayron Asadi's really doubled down on the annuity side, and they want to be a big player in that space again. We kind of took our foot off the gas, and we'll admit that ourselves over the past 5 or 6 years or so. These new products that we have out there are really, really competitive and are going to stack up with those big annuity competitors that you're encountering right now if you're in the annuity space. So if anything, run a quick illustration. Next case that you might have, all of these are going to be available on your illustration software through the National Life portal, the same spot that you're running your term or IUL quotes from us. Just know that the Fit Focus products definitely going to work better in a shorter time horizon, 7-8 year time window. Anything longer than that, you're going to have those Fit Horizon products as a good long-term solution for maybe those little bit younger clients or people that maybe you're going to wait a little bit longer before accessing those funds. All right, so to kind of pivot, I want to talk a little bit more about what we have going on from an operations standpoint. We have some really exciting things that are happening at National Life Group, and just know that with our underwriting programs right now, we can go no fluid up to $3 million on our permanent products up to age 50, up to $2 million on our term products in that age 50 and younger bracket, and then older than 50, we can go up to $1 million to age 60, and then $250,000 from ages 61 to 65. We can always request labs and exams, but we really are trying to avoid that at all costs right now. I'm trying to get the business in and out as quickly as we can without, making the client jump through hoops. But with our easy underwriting is what we're calling it, our no fluid program. About 95% of those cases, $1 million and under, ages 50 and younger, are going through without that additional requirements that are needed. So really trying to push the acceleration on those and get those in and out of underwriting in a timely manner. With this was really step one. This has been around for a couple of years now. We really have been trying to push, technology from a new business standpoint out to, you as producers and try and make things as easy as possible. So just know that from submission all the way to basically policy delivery, everything is done electronically now. You can electronically sign copies of policies, have those electronically delivered to your clients with DocuSign. We've taken it really a step further though. When we look at the new business experience, we touted our previous ways as really a straight through process. It really wasn't. There was always a human element behind it. And just know that we are actually launching a brand new business system. This is something that we've had in development for about 3 years, spent about $100 million on this to bring our systems from, and I'm not joking when I say the 1980s, it was the 1980s, into the 2020s. There were some systems, legacy systems that we're using that were really from the late, early 80s. That makes it very difficult for our teams to process business efficiently. So just know that we're bringing all of this into, the current age right now. This is going to be a truly straight through process for our new business and underwriting team. So I like to think about it. You got 3 lanes on a highway right now, or that's coming with this platform. The first one's going to be straight through. That's your HOV lane. That's that you're going straight through traffic, not stopping for anything. That's going to be something where you're going to be able to submit an application on our EAP process, have it instantly approved. That policy is issued the same day, and client has that electronic of that copy of that policy in their hands within an hour or so. We are piloting this right now. We have about 5 agencies. We threw our largest marketing organization in the mix to start us off, just so they could work out pretty much all the kinks to it. The first 20 cases that they put in, they were approved, issued, and electronic copies of those policies were sent to those clients within an hour. Now, of course, they do have to qualify for our accelerated underwriting program. So just know that $3 million on permanent, age 50, $2 million on term up to age 50, and then $1 million for ages 51 to 60, $250 for ages 61 to 65 to be able to go through this process. But it allows really our team, from a communication standpoint, an underwriting standpoint, a case management standpoint, to really stay in the workflow, be able to process more cases and spend more time where more time is due on maybe some of the more difficult cases where we have outstanding requirements. From a communication standpoint for you all as producers, it's going to streamline everything. You're going to be able to see every communication from new business underwriting on the portal, where right now you're having to probably sift through emails back and forth to find, what's the outstanding requirement on this case? Did they send me an email on it? The portal right now just might say email from whatever the underwriter's name is. There's no record of that within the portal. You'll also say you have an outstanding requirement. Maybe we ask for something like a driver's license. You're going to be able to just take a picture on your phone, upload it through the mobile app, and have that show immediately on the portal. Same thing for our new business and underwriting team too. Once you send that in, they're going to immediately see that as a part of that case. Think about your process right now from a case management standpoint as a producer. You really have 3 ways that you could send us things. You could send us an email through our NB requirement images email. You could upload it through the portal, or you could send it directly to the case manager or the underwriter. They're going to have to go and find those different requirements in the system or in their email or in the box email that goes to pretty much everybody to get that case coded with that right requirement. It's going to keep them in the workflow and be able to see, oh, Greg sent me this diabetes questionnaire. I've already got it on the case. I can review it, done, it's out the door. So it's really going to help from an efficiency standpoint and speed standpoint to help us process cases that much quicker. I will say there's one group that I work with that just was put into a pilot about 2 weeks ago, and they've already cut down their time frames or their service levels by about 2 days from the first review of that policy, and same thing from a last requirement review of that policy. So I'm already seeing that it's working. It's probably going to be towards the end of this year, probably some point, maybe mid 4th quarter, that we will launch this out to all of National Life Group and all the agencies. So just know that you guys with IAMS, you're probably going to be in that next phase where probably hopefully November, you guys will have access to this brand new business system, and it really will help make things that much easier from a servicing standpoint with us. Now, if you guys haven't already downloaded the mobile app, I will say this will help your lives so much just from a case management standpoint. There are certain alerts that you can sign up for on a daily or weekly basis. There are certain text alerts that you can sign up for. You can show that your application has been approved, that it's been received. If a client falls off of EFT in the first year, that's a chargeback for you. You're going to want to get that client set back up. You'll get a text message for that. Same thing, even if you just sign up for your commission text that comes out on Saturday for what you get paid on Tuesday. There's multiple different things that you can sign up for. But the mobile app will make it a lot easier, especially with the new platform when you all have access to it, to have that full visibility on a case, be able to upload requirements, communicate with your case managers and your underwriters directly from your phone instead of having to log into the portal. So I would get used to the mobile app now before we get into that Ascend platform in a couple of months here. And if anything, it'll just help you get that status on your cases that much quicker instead of having to log into the portal. The notifications and everything are great, but from a case management standpoint, I know it's a lot easier for me as an agent that sells to friends and family, be able to log right in on my phone, check that status instead of having to go through my computer and wait for that 6-digit code to log in with that multi-factor authentication. Same thing from a requirement standpoint, very easy for you guys to be able to have that full visibility. So if that requirement's outstanding, you're going to be able to upload it directly to that portal, see that it's been received, and know that that case manager or the underwriter is working on that case. Once they actually received it and reviewed it, you're going to have live updates on your portal within the National Life Group site. Same thing with the mobile app. You're going to have live, up-to-date communication on these cases once we get into the Ascend platform in a couple of months. If there's one thing that I will say that a lot of people don't check though on the mobile app is the client intelligence dashboard. If you're not doing it already, or maybe you're brand new, you don't have a book of business that's quite that large with National Life Group yet, I would start getting in the habit of it. What this client intelligence dashboard shows is really anytime a client actually calls into National Life. We kind of group it into 4 different categories. We're probably going to expand that out a little bit in the short term, but just know it's client service, disbursements, claims, and sales ideas. Sales ideas like term conversion periods or ending, opportunity for them to call. Claims, if they're filing a living benefit claim or filing a death claim, you probably want to be a part of that. Help them, walk them through that process, work with our claims team on that. We will notify you of that on that client intelligence. Disbursements is another good one where if a client's canceling a policy, taking a loan or withdrawal from their cash value, we will alert the agent on your client intelligence to let you know. One organization that I work with, they had an agent that saw a client was surrendering their policy. They had about $30,000 in cash value. Ended up the client had cancer, forgot they had living benefits. Client was able, or agent was able to stop that withdrawal and canceling of that policy, was able to flip that over to a claim. They were able to get more than double what they would have gotten from that cash value with that critical illness claim. So just know that it's being used right now for the right reasons, and it's a great opportunity. I wouldn't check this every day, but once a month, once every other week, go in there and see how your clients are communicating with us to make sure that you can really save somebody's life in the long term. You can download it from the App Store or the Google Play Store, so know it's available for both iOS and Android. You'll use your same username, login, everything like that you would get into the agent portal. But very, very simple to use. You can actually run quotes from here as well. So you can run sample IUL, term quotes, our indexed annuity platform, you can run them on there as well. Actually save it and save it to your illustration software so that way it's there for you. And when you actually do get in front of a desktop computer again or a laptop, you'll be able to run this on the road and then have it available to you at a later time. So fantastic tool, much easier, probably manage your business from there while you're on the road versus say pulling up a laptop while maybe you're in the car. Hopefully you're not doing this in the car though, but very, very useful. Same thing from a client perspective. We do have the client mobile app as well. I think pretty much everybody's got apps now for their banks and credit cards and everything like that. Very, very similar look and feel on what you might see there. They'll be able to see their cash value performance. They'll get forms and everything that they might need, set up an EFT, change their bank account information. If they're looking to change a beneficiary, all of these things can be done within that client mobile app. So a lot of that self-service and trying to enhance the experience that your clients are having with us. We're making improvements to this on a daily basis on what our clients looking for and how can we make it easier to navigate through this. So this is something that I would do on policy delivery, have them download the app so that way they know that they can access all of this information on their policy instead of having to call into National Life Group. With that though, I really appreciate your guys' time. And Greg, I don't know if we've got any questions or anything like that, but appreciate you guys getting us on for this today.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna post one last poll here to see, who would like to, get contracted with National Life Group. Yeah, thanks for going over what you have to offer here. Again, if you guys, advisors on this call, if you have any further questions, you can feel free to reach out to me or any one of our life marketers here. But yeah, that was it. Great, Jake. I appreciate your time today, sir.
No problem. Thank you guys.